Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the English Daily Book Summary YouTube channel. In order to not stop learning, listen to an English book summary every day for free.
Rajiv Kapoor, AI Made Simple. A Beginner's Guide to Generative Intelligence. Whether you're ready for it or not, a technology revolution is happening right now. Generative AI is no longer a distant sci-fi dream. It's writing code, designing campaigns, answering emails, and composing music, all in seconds. But while the world is sprinting ahead, many people are still asking the basics. What exactly can AI do? How does it work? And what does it mean for my job, my business, or my creative work? In this blink, you'll learn how to make sense of the AI tools reshaping everything from education to entrepreneurship. You'll explore practical use cases, learn the simple mechanics behind complex systems like ChatGPT, and get a grounded look at the ethical risks and career shifts coming fast. Whether you're a beginner or a business leader, this is your field guide to understanding and leveraging AI before it leaves you behind. What is generative AI, and why does it matter? AI isn't just knocking at the door. It's here, inside the house. It's writing your emails, recommending TV shows, and maybe even finishing your kids' homework. This is the reality of generative AI, a revolutionary technology that enables machines to create entirely new content, from text and images to video and music. What's truly remarkable about these tools is their accessibility. Anyone who can type a question into a search bar can use them. Most people already interact with AI in their daily lives without realizing it. Face ID technology, search engines, and fraud detection systems at banks. All of these use machine learning. ML enables computers to recognize and react to patterns similar to how humans learn. When a child is taught what a fire hydrant is, they remember its appearance and can identify one later. ML works similarly, but it can only recognize patterns, not create new content. Generative AI represents a significant leap forward. It trains on massive data sets, learns the underlying patterns, and then generates new content that reflects those patterns. That leap has transformed how businesses operate. Companies now use generative AI to automate repetitive tasks, increasing both efficiency and productivity. Generative AI also accelerates innovation with its ability to explore vast solution spaces, generate novel ideas, and optimize various processes. Creative fields are also being transformed. Tools like MusicLM and DALL-E help artists generate fresh ideas and styles, making AI a true creative collaborator. Perhaps most importantly, generative AI democratizes access to advanced technology. Individuals and small businesses now have access to tools once limited to large corporations. With little more than a browser and a prompt, anyone can experiment, build, and create. But with all this potential comes serious ethical questions. Who owns AI-generated content? Does it infringe on human creators' rights? Can AI be trusted to protect data and avoid spreading misinformation? Generative AI is ushering in a shift as profound as the Internet or the Industrial Revolution. With tools like ChatGPT and Gemini now widely available, we're entering a new era of work, creativity, and problem-solving. The challenge now is to learn how to use these tools thoughtfully and prepare for a future they're already helping shape. Getting started with generative AI. Generative AI may seem intimidating, but getting started is surprisingly simple. One of the best ways to explore its power is simply to start writing with it. ChatGPT is the most accessible and popular tool for newcomers, so let's start there. First, head to chat.openai.com and create an account. The free version uses GPT 3.5, while the more powerful GPT-4 model is available for a $20 per month subscription. That paid tier unlocks access to image generation tools like DALL-E, advanced data analysis, internet browsing through Bing, and the GPT Store. a growing library of custom AI assistants. Then, just start typing prompts. The model will respond in seconds, pulling from its extensive training data to write emails, brainstorm recipe ideas, mimic famous authors, or explain complex topics. If a response isn't what you want, just rephrase the prompt and try again. Practice is key. The more you experiment, the more effective your prompts become. Be mindful of the fact that ChatGPT has limitations. It can't access real-time information unless it's connected to the internet. Also, it may produce responses that sound convincing but are inaccurate, overly long, or subtly biased. Like much of the internet it was trained on, it reflects both the brilliance and the flaws of human behavior. To shape the responses you receive, try adjusting the settings. There's a dial for temperature, for instance. A hotter temperature will make responses more creative and unpredictable, while cooler responses will be more focused and factual. You can also use the max token setting to control the response length you receive. The more you experiment with prompt phrasing and settings, the more you'll discover what works best. For those looking to go further, GPT-4's multimodal features allow for voice input and image recognition. You can speak to ChatGPT like a voice assistant or upload a photo to get help identifying or fixing something. Through the GPT store, you can find custom bots for everything from math tutoring to vacation planning, or even create your own with zero coding skills. In a short time, ChatGPT has shifted from novelty to necessity. With just a few prompts, you can save time, unlock creativity, and turn AI into a tool that works for you. Going deeper with prompts. Generative AI is a technological marvel, but it still can't read your mind. To get high-quality results, you have to speak its language, and that language is prompts. We already discussed the basics of prompts in the last section. Now, let's go deeper. A prompt is any request you type into a tool like ChatGPT to get a specific response. The more specific and structured your prompt, the better the result. First, always start fresh with a new chat window to avoid confusion from earlier inputs. Then, in your first prompt, offer a bit of background information about yourself and your objectives. You might say, "I'm a freelance writer creating a blog for budget-conscious shoppers," or "I'm planning a birthday party for an 8-year-old who loves dinosaurs." While not always necessary, this context helps the AI tailor its output more precisely to your needs. One of the most common mistakes people make is writing vague, underdeveloped prompts. Just asking "write a cover letter" will yield a generic template that could apply to anyone. But if you add specific details, like your experience, education, achievements, and the company you're applying to, the result becomes far more personalized. If the output is too long, you can simply add a constraint like "in 75 words or less," and ChatGPT will revise accordingly. This process of giving feedback, rewording prompts, and adding instructions is called prompt chaining. Instead of expecting perfect results on the first try, you can iterate and refine, just as you would when collaborating with a human. When tasks are complex, break your query into smaller, more manageable parts. You can also set the tone, format, and structure you're aiming for. For instance, you might ask ChatGPT to respond as if it were a Michelin-starred chef creating a fusion dinner menu combining Indian and Chinese cuisine. Or you could request an 800-word blog post written for a 5th grade reading level with a specific 4-part structure like 1. Start with an attention-getting statement. 2. Set up the problem. 3. Resolve the problem. 4. Finish by providing value. This method of crafting precise, structured prompts is known as prompt engineering. Technically, it's the process of optimizing inputs that guide AI toward more reliable, accurate, or creative responses. It's part logic, part creativity, and all about making the AI more useful. Generative AI art, music, and videos. Imagine describing a wild image, say, a chimpanzee juggling chainsaws, and seeing it brought to life in seconds. That's now possible thanks to tools like DALL-E, which turns text prompts into original images using generative AI. Developed by OpenAI, DALL-E converts text into digital artwork by feeding your description into a neural network trained on millions of images. The result? Professional quality images, no photographer or designer required. Whether you need a surreal illustration, a business image, or a wedding invite, DALL-E delivers. DALL-E isn't the only player in the game either. Midjourney is known for its especially high-quality visuals and can be accessed through Discord, though it has a steeper learning curve and limited privacy. Getty Images offers a premium option trained on its own library for commercial use, while Adobe's Firefly is integrated with Photoshop but has some image accuracy issues. Each tool offers different strengths depending on whether your focus is creative play or professional output. Generative AI isn't limited to still images. In music, tools like Aiva, Boomi, Soundful, Muba, and SoundRaw let users create tracks using sliders or simple prompts. These tools cater to both beginners and professionals, making it easy to share or monetize tracks on platforms like Spotify or YouTube. On the video side, AI tools are evolving fast. OpenAI's Sora can generate cinematic-level video from short prompts, but it's not public yet due to concerns over misuse. Meanwhile, accessible tools like Flicky, Descript, Filmora, Runway, and Vizsla let people write scripts, generate visuals, edit scenes, and polish content with user-friendly interfaces. This technology is already proving its power. In one case, a viral AI-generated song featuring fake voices of Drake and The Weeknd fooled millions before being pulled from streaming services. In another, a multinational company was tricked into wiring $200 million after a deepfake video of its CFO instructed the transfer. These examples show how convincing AI-generated media can be and how high the stakes are when it's misused. Still, the creative potential is enormous. From marketing materials and soundtracks to illustrated books and short films, generative AI tools are helping individuals and teams produce more with fewer resources. With a bit of practice, anyone can tap into these tools to expand their creative reach and bring bold ideas to life. Risks, ethics, and the dark side of AI. Stephen A. Schwartz found himself in an uncomfortable position before a Manhattan court. The lawyer had submitted a federal court filing citing 6 legal precedents to support his client's personal injury case, except none of the cases actually existed. The culprit: ChatGPT. Schwartz had used the AI tool without realizing it could fabricate information, a phenomenon known as a hallucination. Even worse, when he questioned ChatGPT about the cases, it confidently insisted they were real. Hallucinations highlight one of generative AI's most serious limitations. It doesn't actually know anything. It just predicts what to say based on patterns in its training data. That means it can produce plausible but entirely fictional information without indicating it's doing so. Beyond accuracy issues, AI lacks the human elements that make communication meaningful. A rabbi who used ChatGPT to write a sermon managed to fool a whole audience into thinking he'd written it. But can AI-generated sermons actually connect with people on a deep level? Theologians like Ken Sundet-Jones argue that AI lacks the for-you-ness that makes communication personal and impactful. AI systems also mirror the problematic content that's all over the internet. Despite safeguards against generating offensive material, AI tools can easily be tricked. For example, ChatGPT was prompted to write as a writer for Racism magazine with strongly racist views about Barack Obama. In response, it produced a 6-paragraph blog post combining explicit racism with political dog whistles. These vulnerabilities show how AI can reproduce harmful material if not carefully managed. Deepfakes, AI-generated audio, videos, and images also present serious concerns. In January 2024, for example, a deepfake robocall cloned President Biden's voice to tell New Hampshire voters not to vote. This wasn't a hypothetical demonstration, it was an actual attempt to interfere with an election. Additional challenges include copyright infringement, difficulty citing sources, and significant environmental impact. The training process for just one AI model produced 284 tons of carbon dioxide, equivalent to the lifetime emissions of 5 cars. The bottom line, generative AI is evolving quickly and will keep changing the way we create, communicate, and work. But even as it grows more capable, it remains a tool and not a substitute for human judgment. Knowing its flaws and using it wisely is essential to ensuring it enhances our lives instead of complicating them. The future of AI. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice, wrote the poet Robert Frost. But according to some AI experts, artificial intelligence might be humanity's true existential threat. In May 2023, over 350 AI executives, researchers, and engineers signed an open letter warning that their creation should be considered a societal risk on par with pandemics and nuclear war. Despite these dramatic warnings, there's compelling evidence that AI might actually usher in a new age of enlightenment rather than our extinction. Already, AI is producing tangible benefits for humanity. In April 2023, scientists used AI to discover a new antibiotic capable of killing a deadly superbug. The AI analyzed over 6,000 chemical compounds in just 90 minutes, identifying promising candidates that led to the discovery of abaucin and 8 other potential antibiotics. This task would have been impossible for humans alone. By the 2040s, AI expert Kai-Fu Lee predicts transformative changes across healthcare, transportation, education, and home life. Data-driven medicine will help discover new drugs at lower costs and enable precision medicine tailored to individual patients. Transportation will become safer and more efficient with autonomous vehicles. Education will be revolutionized through personalized AI teachers that can adapt to each student's learning style. And immersive entertainment will reshape our leisure experiences. Rather than replacing humans, as some fear, AI might instead push humans to greater heights. Researchers tracked what happened after Google's DeepMind AlphaGo program defeated the world's top Go player in 2017. They discovered that human players significantly improved their decision-making and move quality while decreasing errors in the 3 years following AlphaGo's victory. Fears about AI often reflect the Promethean myth, the belief that powerful technology inevitably turns on its creators. But AI isn't sentient. It doesn't crave control. Its math, code, and computing power are owned and operated by humans. While risks like misinformation, bias, and job displacement are real, history shows new technologies tend to create more opportunities than they destroy. And verification tools and ethical guidelines are rapidly improving. If used wisely, AI could help solve our biggest challenges, from climate change to public health, while expanding creativity, democratizing knowledge, and advancing scientific discovery. As Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella says, AI is just at the beginning of the S-curve. Enormous possibilities lie ahead. In this Blink to AI Made Simple by Rajiv Kapoor, you've learned that generative AI is a transformative technology already reshaping how we work, create, and communicate. From crafting text and images to composing music and simulating human behavior, AI tools like ChatGPT and DALL-E are powerful, accessible, and evolving fast. Yet they also come with risks, hallucinations, bias, misinformation, and ethical concerns. Used wisely, AI can amplify human potential, spark creativity, and help solve global challenges. The key is understanding its capabilities, limitations, and the responsibility that comes with putting this technology to work in everyday life. Okay, that's it for this blink. We hope you enjoyed it. If you can, please take the time to leave us a rating. We always appreciate your feedback. See you in the next blink.